We are live at the half on the closing line. I am Gabriel Morency, SBR Picks, sportsbookreview.com. Let's do this thing. We're at the half, and there's chaos to break down. Things were looking really good for a lot of my bets earlier in the day, and over the last couple of minutes, all hell has broken loose. Matt Ryan threw an interception. It was nearly returned for a touchdown. Carolina punched it in. Carolina now have a 14-10 lead going into the half, despite the fact that Atlanta were dominating them, were leading 10-0 for most of the first half of play. Jacksonville and Cincinnati, already a strange game with Leonard Fournette being ruled inactive right before kickoff due to violating team rules in which we don't know what he violated. Yet A.J. Green just violated league rules by motherfucking attacking Jalen Ramsey at the end of a play. They've been mouthing off at each other all day long. Jalen Ramsey pushed A.J. Green after the play in the back. A.J. Green fell over and just motherfucking lost it. He got up and, I don't know. If these guys were going on the street, it looks like A.J. Green would kill him unless Jalen Ramsey was just playing along and trying to get the attention of the referee. But A.J. Green basically put him in a sort of headlock, threw him down, and not very brightly so, started punching the fucking helmet. Ramsey got up, and Green threw him down again. Big melee ensued. And, of course, in typical Bengal fashion, Pac-Man Jones ran onto the field. And who else do you think would run on the field?
Vontaze Burfict, maybe?
Donnie Wright sidesteps up, and then Vontaze Burfict decides to step on the field. What a motherfucking shock. Real lucky, actually, that they got away with it. The refs didn't notice. A.J. Green ejected from the football game. And so was Jalen Ramsey. Yet Jalen Ramsey really didn't do anything besides a little push after the play that happens all the time. But it was a push in the back. And then Jalen Ramsey ends up getting ejected as well. Yet, somebody that has money on the Cincinnati Bengals like you, Donnie, that's not a good trade-off for us.
No, it's not. But again, when you bet the Bengals, you sort of take that same, initiative coming in that they're probably going to be a little bit stupid out there. They're going to make dumb decisions. I had a good number there. I still think they're going to be able to cover this football game. And early in the game, a couple bad breaks. I mean, Blake Bortles doing his Blake Bortles stuff, almost gets intercepted in the end zone, but Sean Williams drops the football back there. So, it's going to be nip and tuck. It'll become right down to the end as it typically does. But, yeah, you can't do that if you're A.J. Green. If you want to just go ahead and hog tie Ramsey and take him down and wrestle with him, they're not going to throw you out. But what are you throwing punches to a helmet for? Come on, man.
Absolutely ridiculous. And there's a common theme here, though, with the Cincinnati Bengals on a weekly basis. They're an undisciplined football team. Yeah. And, this is reflective on Marvin Lewis, in my opinion. And I remember Marvin Lewis said, I don't like the touchdown celebration rule being changed. That's not what this league's about. It's like, dude, you have a bunch of psychopaths. You have Pac-Man Jones shot someone outside of a strip club. Burfict's one play away from getting banned fucking in the NFL. It's constant. Every fucking game. Burfict kicked someone earlier in the year. You had the playoff stuff. Pretty much like you said, you bet on the Bengals. You're hoping, you're worried about Andy Dalton. You're not worried about A.J. Green fucking punching somebody, but that's the Cincinnati Bengals. Like you said, there's always something. And I'd like to think, okay, maybe this gets them going in the room with the half and stuff, but I don't know, man. They're always in feuds every week, and it doesn't seem to get them going. The offense is struggling. They made a couple. They had one nice play. They had a big play to the tight end. They did punch it in after, and they're lucky. It wasn't even a touchdown. And
they got a personal foul in that play.
Yeah, I know. They got a personal foul. They're fucking lucky. These refs are pretty bad in this game. But with all that being stated, Donnie, we are getting 7 points in this game. And
yes, correct.
We're down by 6 at the half right now.
No, I'll tell you, if you ask the 13-7, I don't like A.J. Green being out, but it's about the same, where you thought you'd be, nip and tuck. And again, it's 13-7 because the dude hits a 56-yarder before the end of the half. So, luck would not help us on that play. But, yeah, it's about what I expected. I think it's going to come down to be a close fourth-quarter game. Jacksonville's not going to be able to pull away and get up 21 points in this game. So we'll see what happens here down the end.
Yeah, there's still, I haven't given up yet, like you said. I never give up. That might be a problem. We haven't given up yet. All right, so let's get people caught up to date as far as the scores are concerned. 14-10 for the Panthers right now, as we mentioned. The Falcons were played well in the first quarter. They should have been up 14-0. They couldn't take advantage of Carolina's slow start. Cam Newton starting to get that groove going right now. He's so hit or miss, this guy. He made a couple of plays, and suddenly he's dancing around and making plays. McCaffrey's making plays right now. Scored a touchdown, although it was just a little toss from the 3-yard line or so. Nevertheless, the Falcons need to dig down deep and get back on track here. The theme of the day, for the most part, there's a lot of these games are still up in the air right now. 14-10 Carolina, 16-6 right now for Tennessee at the break. We mentioned a 13-7 Jacksonville. Philadelphia Eagles up 24-9 right now at the 2-minute warning. Indianapolis Colts leading 10-7. Rams pulling away from the Giants right now, 27-10. And it's 16-3 for the New Orleans Saints at the break right now, Donnie.
Yeah, interesting. The one that, again, was the little bit of the outlier, that New Orleans-Tampa Bay game. You're just not sure what actually is going on with Tampa Bay. I did see Mike Evans go down with a knee injury. I don't know how serious it was since I'm not actually watching overall that game. But, again, you're just talking about the same thing on repeat. Tampa Bay's offense just seems to be awful right now with Jameis Winston at the helm.
Yeah. With that being stated, they're 1 touchdown away from covering the number in this game.
Exactly. Yep. See that? I mean, it all comes down to that. Drew Brees a little bit slower of a start in that game, so it's definitely kind of interesting. What's the second half? -2, -2.5 for New Orleans, which that'll tell you a little bit about it. So, I mean, that's not too good of a factor if you're backing Tampa Bay in this one.
Checking into my prop, over 25.5 completions, 15 for 19. You know what? He was 6 for 7 on the first drive, Drew Brees. Yeah. Then he got stuck on 9 for a while. Nice to see it got bumped up to 15 right now. It would really help if Tampa could do something. Yeah, that's the issue here.
By the way, Gabe, looked like Jay Ajayi just busted off about a 50-yard touchdown run for the Eagles, just completely annihilating. And all we heard, Gabe, all week long, that Broncos D is going to travel. They ain't traveling nowhere but to the trash can right now.
46-yard touchdown run for Ajayi. That's good to have him on a fantasy football team. And, it's funny. It just makes Adam Gase look stupider right now when he said – all he ever does is swing for the fences.
Exactly.
What did I tell you, Donnie, before earlier today at noon? I said, that's why the Eagles brought him in. And, boom, this is exactly why he's there. And he can do this. If you give him an opportunity and you just tell him, listen, try to pop one, he'll pop one for you. And it's worth it. The risk and reward is worth it. All right, so let's take a look at the halftime numbers right now. Atlanta Falcons are -3. They're trailing by 4 right now. Over-under is 21 in this football game. I've been watching this game pretty closely, actually, and I get the feeling that it's going to start to open up a little bit right now, Donnie.
Atlanta, yeah, you know what's interesting about that? I actually still would lean. You got a -3 opening up second half, plus money if you're going to back Atlanta, which basically means they're expected to win the football game for you to cover that bet. I still might lean a little bit on Carolina, but you can't help it. I mean, both of these teams had nasty turnovers in that first half. Cam looking to come a little bit of alive, but again, that interception run back inside the red zone sort of helped out the equation. But yeah, if you're going to give me, and just say Carolina's up at the half and basically, free roll in the second half just to win the football game, I'd still lean towards Carolina here, Gabe.
Well, here's a surprising number, and I guess this is an adjustment, and we were talking earlier in the day what point spreads mean to certain players and the effect that they have with Leonard Fournette and the point spread, and then Joe Flacco with the point spread. Well, here we have right now, the Jacksonville Jags are -3. They're up by 6. This would make them 9-point favorites in this football game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Over under 18.5. We don't often see a total this low, Donnie, in the second half of an NFL football game, unless it's like really inclement weather. Second half total, 18.5. Bengals getting 3 points. Clearly the odds makers have severely adjusted this with A.J. Green's absence.
Yeah, I think it's an overreaction, that one, Gabe. Actually, I mean, you're looking at Andy Dalton. Isn't going to be boom or bust in the second half. Same thing if you said about Blake Bortles if they let him go. The one interesting thing, I still would lean on Jacksonville. If you're going to get, +3 or so in the second half, we know Jacksonville's MO, Gabe. They're going to want to hand the football off. They're going to want to slow the football game down. If they get up, like they are 6 points, let's just say they get up 9 points, they're just going to take the air out of the football, which leaves that back door open for Cincinnati if they can make a couple plays here. It's just not the way Jacksonville plays. They're a very good team, and they have the lead. They're probably going to win this football game. But if you're going to lay another 3, which means you have to win by 10 points as Jacksonville, I still would lean on. We're already invested in it, so I won't play it. But just looking from that angle, I would lean towards the Cincinnati Bengals here.
I am I do as well. I think I'm surprised that the number is what it is because AJ Green is a massive part of the offense, but at the same point in time, Jalen Ramsey is a big part of that defense as well.
No, you're right. It's funny when AJ Green gets thrown out, and all I'm hearing in the background when I'm watching the game is I just hope that they throw Ramsey out too, because it's sort of a tit for tat because he's going to shadow AJ Green the whole game, and that's good. It's going to take that out of the equation now. So it's not like it's floating around and just some bum nickel corner got thrown out. You had two superstars getting thrown out. Now is that I still would like to see AJ Green in the ball game, but Jalen Ramsey's a lockdown guy, and they're locked down on each other. So.
It's a good point, Donnie. The fact is, listen, he got kicked out right before the half. So we had a full half of football. He got kicked out right before the half, literally, guys. He was only targeted 2 times. AJ Green had 1 catch for 6 yards. So he wasn't really a factor in this game. Now you lose Jalen Ramsey as well. I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguar defense, I would say, is deeper right now than the offense is for the Bengals. Now it's a problem. Andy Dalton, 5 for 7, 93 yards. They've had a problem moving the football. And, it's going to be a problem. We're going to need the Cincinnati Bengals to make a play on defense here. We need Blake Bortles to turn the ball over. And like you said, he fucking tried, man. But he dropped it in the end zone.
Yeah, how easy of an interception was that, Gabe? It was tipped like 15 yards ahead of him, still in a spiral, and hit the guy basically in the freaking head, man. Come on, make the pick.
Yeah, you got to make that. And the difference is they got a field goal out of it right after. They kicked field goal.
And then a 56-yarder the other way. So I anticipate this game.
Too. Yeah. That's another thing, Donnie. Fucking Lambeau hits a career-long 56-yarder. I didn't think they were going to do it. I'll credit Marone. I didn't think Marone had the balls to do it. I thought, if we miss, they're going to get good field position here. But Lambeau drills a 75-yarder. They were lucky to get it. We should mention the Bengals get the football to start the second half.
Mm-hmm. That's good. No, and also, Gabe, you have a feeling that this game is going to come down to pretty much what we said all along, maybe a 7-point, 10-point, something in that realm where Andy Dalton's going to have the football about 3.5 minutes to go. Can he walk down and get that field goal or that backdoor touchdown? I have a feeling it's going to end that way. And that's pretty much what we figured, So
I think if Bill O'Brien doesn't win, listen, Bill O'Brien should be fired anyways. And I'm not saying fired tomorrow. You do it in the offseason. But it's pretty clear that Bill O'Brien's not the guy to lead this program forward. 3 consecutive 9-7 teams. He has Deshaun Watson setting records and doing crazy stuff. He still can't win football games. And, if they lose this game to the Colts outright, what's this excuse? Well, I didn't have the rookie that I didn't want to start 5 weeks ago. Right? Like, to me, if I was the Texans ownership here, my patience would be running really, really thin. Here with Bill O'Brien and this crap. They're trailing 10-7 right now, -3 at the half, over under 21.5.
Yeah, you know what? Let me take a look at that game. So let me see here. So we're going on that. Yeah,
it was 10-0. It was 10-0. So.
And it wasn't even It wasn't even the offense that scored. That was a Houston fumble return that scored. So I mean, their offense is basically inept right now.
Putrid. And isn't Bill O'Brien a quarterback guru just like McCarthy is?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he was such a guru Savage for 3 years and stuff.
I always like when you bring up that point saying, they saw, Savage for 6 months and they saw Deshaun Watson for 6 months and said, yeah, you know what? Savage is the better guy out there. We'll start him. because O'Brien invested a couple of years in Savage. Yeah. Right? So it's the same thing with McCarthy getting all defensive. I put 3 years into Brett Hundley. Well, I don't know then, Coach. What the fuck you been doing for 3 years with this kid? Yeah. Deshaun Watson being held back by Bill O'Brien. They need to get rid of Bill O'Brien. But without being stated, I think the Texans should be able to grind this out. But it's funny, Donnie, we talk about unhappy teams and shit, and it was just last week. It's not like the Texans are probably in a great mood right now. They had all the turmoil last week. They lost a heartbreaker. Deshaun Watson gets hurt. They hate their owner. They know their coach is an idiot. Nothing's going their way. And the Astros win. The Astros win the World Series, so nobody's even paying attention to us right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a tough one, but I kind of lean. I don't love it. I lean Houston to come back and win this game.
Yeah, I would as the same. I mean, I don't know. I actually haven't been watching that much of the game, but if they're going to get shut out, except for a fumble recovery, but then it's Indianapolis defense. Like if you got shut out in the first half by that defense who doesn't even care anymore, you're right. I mean, you got to have fire and brimstone speech. You're not going anywhere as Houston, but come on, you can't lose to Indianapolis at home. Stop.
Yeah, you got to make one. You make one fucking play. He's got to make one play. I think they will make a play. Savage is basically. I don't know. If Savage and O'Brien's career on the line here, essentially, are at stake. I don't think that's hyperbole either. All right, so I'm going to jump in here. Texans -3 second half. Texans -3.
A couple games underway here for us, Gabe. You got Cincinnati. I'm just looking at the updates. I don't have the game on. Cincinnati around midfield to start the second half, and obviously the Eagles are still in play and not really driving, but look like they're going to take it to the half around 31-9.
Yeah, guys, so yeah, remember last week everything hit at once. So this week, Falcons and Panthers have already started. Here we have the Bengals have started. You're right, and Eagles not even at the half yet.
Yeah, wait, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, Gabe, where it felt like we were on for like 6.5 minutes at the half?
I know. Well, it was good. I liked it. It was all at once. Bang, 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 bang. I think we were on like 18 minutes or something like that. Yeah. Man, I remember once we were on for like 58 minutes or something.
Yeah, no, you're right. We might get another one of these. The Eagles aren't even at the half yet, so we'll wait for that one. Gabe, that Rams and Giants game went to the half, showing not good if you're backing the New York Giants in this one. 27-10 at the half, and they're lining up a pick'em and a -1 favored for the Los Angeles Rams in the second half here on that one.
No, the Giants were every bit as bad as advertised coming into this game. Although the Darkwood prop looks like it hit. That was 52.5, 56 rushing yards. That's not bad.
Yeah. There has been a couple of pick and pop plays, but it's that same thing. Eli's losing track of the ball, fumbles, a lot of sacks in that game. They actually had a chance to tack on a field goal at the end for the Giants, but they missed that going to the half. So 27-10. Scoring's not done in that one, Gabe. If we're looking at an over-under of 21, you're going to have Eli Manning in that Rams offense. I'll go over the 21. I'm going to put that in right now.
Over 21, second half.
Yeah, give me that. Absolutely. Yeah, Eli's going to go boom or bust. He's going to throw the ball 35 times in the second half.
Right.
Let's go.
They can't quit on their home field either in front of 80,000 New Yorkers, right?
Yeah, and the Rams aren't stopping. Let's go. We'll go over 21. Just make sure.
I like where you're going with that. I don't have a problem with that. All right, so the Bengals are moving to football, but of course there's a holding penalty.
Oh, of course.
And now it looks like it's what? Going to be, 4th and 13.
The Bengals, but hey, you can just say at least they.
I think the graphics wrong. It can't be 4th and 13. It's 3rd. It's got to be 3rd. 3rd and 15. CBS got it wrong. Get your shit together, CBS. 3rd and 15. Dalton back to pass under pressure again, going deep. Incomplete. Flag though.
Ooh.
I don't know I don't think there was offensive holding. I didn't see the holding.
Where'd the flag come in? Down the field or no? Over the middle?
It's a penalty on Jacksonville. No, penalties on both teams. Fuck me. Illegal hands to the face. I don't know. These refs are all over the place. I think he pointed the wrong way because he's a fucking idiot. Like, this ref really is a clown. Like, Cincinnati's touchdown wasn't a touchdown earlier. Jalen Ramsey shouldn't have been kicked out of the football game. Yeah, Andy Dalton's a fucking idiot. You just see Andy Dalton fall down throwing the ball. No one even touched him. Like, he just fell down. Fuck, man, betting on the Bengals is fucking treacherous.
It's got an update that for Tampa Bay that Jameis Winston left the game questionable to return. So, I mean, maybe you were betting on a little bit of damaged goods in that football game. But, hey.
That helps the over.
Fitzpatrick coming. There you go. Yes, I was just going to get to that point. Say, hey, maybe that's a good thing.
We've seen Fitzpatrick. Remember in the Arizona game, man, he came in. Talk about a guy that just doesn't give a shit. And he'll come in and just throw the ball everywhere. It's Fitzpatrick, right?
Yeah, no, it's going to hype it up. He's at least there's going to be two things Fitzpatrick's going to do. He's going to throw a lot of jump balls, interceptions, and he's going to move the football. So that should help there. At least help Drew Brees if you had that Drew Brees prop where they won't just ground attack the rest of the way. So hopefully you get a little bit of who has the ball in that game actually to start?
Tampa got the ball.
Yeah, Tampa, I think they're punting 4th and 6 on the 29. Did Jameis Winston even come out? I wonder for the half. I'm assuming he probably didn't if that was the first drive of the half right there.
Let's see.
Interesting.
No, I don't believe he did. No, second half started with Fitzpatrick. You had Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick started the second half.
Yeah, you need New Orleans to walk down that field and punch in a touchdown. Is Mike Williams out for the game, though, Gabe, or is he back in?
Oh, what's this? Ted Ginn muffs catch, recovers. This is what we talk about, Donnie, when I don't know what they're talking about with their update. Anger punch 43 yards to New Orleans 28. Ted Ginn muffs catch.
It looks like he just
New Orleans 28. Ted Ginn to New Orleans 28 for no yard gain. So I guess he recovered. Like they're not very clear with this shit.
Yeah, it's probably just a deep muff.
Yeah, here it is. Ted Ginn Jr. muffs but recovers. Similar issue 2 weeks ago.
So let's see what they got. Hopefully Tampa Bay can start stretching that out. Let me see what we got. 21, 20 and a half. What do we got? The Eagles are about to go to half, or actually going to the half. We'll see what they open up in the second half. Let me see who's still Tennessee, Baltimore. Gabe still there, -0.5 for Baltimore. Over under 20.5. Boy, that game just doesn't seem like it has enough mojo to get 3 touchdowns in the second half in that one, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I like where you're leaning with that towards the under. Hard to have an opinion on the side of this either in a 16-6 game. So Philadelphia Eagles -1, over under 20.
Look at that, Gabe. 31-9, and they're a -1 in that game. That's unbelievable.
So that's minus 22-point favorite. See, 22 only gets you a push.
Yeah, I mean, the way you have Osweiler, I mean, it almost sounds kind of fun. They're not going to do it, but wouldn't you just be better off letting Simeon come in the game to see if he can run around and at least do something? I mean, Osweiler's just, I still can't believe they went to Osweiler being how bad he is at football overall, but we'll see, I guess, man.
You know, if you're John Elway, this is reflect. I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now. This is on Elway. You liked Osweiler. You wanted to give Osweiler a $15 million a year deal. Everybody can mock Houston for the big 17, 18. They offered him 15, 16. They were right there. Osweiler wanted to leave. He felt slighted by Denver, and they like him enough to bring him back right now, which is ridiculous. You know,
so now
so
Denver's going to save their season with Paxton Lynch next week at New England. Is that the game plan there for that front office? It looks like.
Yeah, a first-round draft pick that's fucking not even active anymore.
Not even in. Yeah, come on.
You know, it's a fucking train wreck. How do they draft Paxton Lynch, Donnie, in the first round? Seriously.
I know they needed a quarterback. Thought they got him late, and of course all the hubbub out of the press and the clippings. Oh man, we stole that kid. Oh man, we stole that kid. He should have got drafted way higher. He's just inactive and can't play over Brock Osweiler right now. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, or Trevor Siemian. Couldn't beat Trevor Siemian now 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Two years in a row. All right, Rams, as you mentioned, Rams -1.5 right now. That's like you said. They're smoking them. Odds makers. Normally you and I, Donnie, would be jumping all over when a team is down. It's like, you got to jump in on this. Come on, man. It's half a point, 1 point. I don't want any part of the Broncos at +1 in the second half.
No,
I don't
you're right.
want any part of the Giants at +1.5.
Yeah, man, week 3, week 4, when, hey, man, let's make a comeback. Let's see what we can do. When you're at this point of the season where things are going awry, they usually stay awry. Like, I don't see Osweiler leading the charge for 3 straight touchdown drives against the Eagles to bring them back into this game. So,
all right, so I got the Bengals game on here. They're fighting after every play now.
Yeah, this is which means it's only a matter of time before Pac-Man Jones and Burfict are also out.
No, exactly. Eventually they're going to snap. Yep. And of course, there's Burfict. You're right. There he is. He's in the middle of it, mouthing off right now after the play. He's standing right in front of the Jags, pointing at them, yelling and talking shit. It's like, guys, just shut the fuck up and win the fucking game for once, man. That's the thing with the Bengals. I don't mind your street thug shit. That's who you are. Yeah. I get it. But win the fucking game, man. Fuck.
Yeah. No, they're the king of, Gabe, like getting off the field on like a 3rd and 6, but then mouthing off and getting the 15-yard penalty. That's just what they do.
Oh, yeah, and then boom, they mouth off, and on a 2nd and 8, fucking Grant just runs for 12 yards on their ass. Oh, and here's Pac-Man Jones mouthing off to the ref right now.
Yeah, well, Pac-Man, I watched it while it was up on the red zone earlier, Gabe. I watched a couple plays where Pac-Man Jones just got flat out beat for no reason, and he's like literally drawing at the ref like there was some holding or illegal picks going on out there when he just got beat straight up. Yeah, so.
He just did the same thing. Nothing happened, and after the play, he started yelling at the ref. There did look like there was a holding on the line Jacksonville got away with, but these refs are shit.
New Orleans is in, Gabe. Quick touchdown right off the bat there for you. So hopefully that opens it up for Tampa Bay. Get you that over there.
They're fucking lucky a penalty just wasn't called here, Donnie. Did you see this?
No, I don't even have that game on.
Like the Bengals are on the verge of this is so frustrating, man. Blake Bortles fucking was under pressure. He scrambled out. He was running out of bounds, and Buddy on Cincinnati fucking nailed him right into the bench type shit. Bortles went hard down onto the ground types thing. Everyone on the Bengals bench moved out of the way. No one helped him. He pushed them just in bounds, though, except you could tell when he was running, he wouldn't give a shit whether it was in bounds or not. Like, it was just like, I'm going to hit him. I'm going to hit him. Like, they're unraveling right now. Make a fucking play, man. Yep. Jacksonville's five. Every time Jacksonville runs the ball, they pick up 5-6 yards. Fumble, fumble, fumble. And Jacksonville recovers their own fumble. Fuck, man.
Was it a running? What was a sack or what was it?
No. Buddy ran the ball up the middle of the field. All right, they're ruling him down. This is fucking frustrating. Like, Cincinnati's defense is getting blown off the ball. Offensive lineman now hurt for Jacksonville. If you guys like old school dirty thug football, this is the game. Like
maybe that's the reason why they kept. Maybe Fournette got suspended on purpose in that one game. They didn't want any thuggery going on the bust up their best football player in this one.
Like every fucking play, these guys are fucking mouthing off, pushing each other. Guys, Cam Robinson's hurt.
That could be big there. Looks like the Rams. Look right out the gate, Gabe. Rams are 1st and 10 on the New York Giants 22. So it looks like they're ready to punch that one in again. The Giants, it's just bad football in New York, man. It's hard. It's hard for those guys to get up in that type of environment when nobody really even wants to be there. And I hope that continues the rest of the game here.
McAdoo's got to be done there, man.
Yeah.
And there's just what's he bringing to the table?
Nothing.
What's
he doesn't even call the plays anymore, Gabe. That's what's hilarious. Like, he's a play guru. Well, you're so bad at your job. He's not even. So he's just going to be the head coach. What's his point? There's no point for that guy being there. Neither is Jerry Reese, the GM. He's been awful.
All right, Donnie. So you were talking about the Arizona Cardinals earlier.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was looking Drew Stanton, and I was thinking, Stanton started before 17-10 Panthers right now. Panthers marched down the field. They got the ball. They ended up kicking a field goal. 17-10, the Falcons are all rallying on the sidelines, and Quinn's doing the rah-rah thing. 17-10, get your shit together, Atlanta. But you've got me sold on this football game. I can't trust. I never trusted. I didn't say I liked. I said, a buddy of mine was pimping San Francisco, and Arizona are beaten down, but Beathard is bad. And, Drew Stanton, 6-3 as a starter with the Arizona Cardinals. 5-3 one year, 1-0 last year. Overall, Drew Stanton started 13 games in the NFL. He's actually won 8 of them, 8-5. And there are worse quarterbacks in the NFL. Drew Stanton is serviceable. He is serviceable. And it appears that though San Francisco have just tapped out. And, the San Francisco injury situation, as you brought up, they just got really fucking beat up. And look, they got Garoppolo. This is clearly a football team that's building for next year and not in a panic. We got to win a football game today. I know the players on the field want to win, but I don't know if there's the same sense of urgency that there needs to be. And you got Bruce Arians. It's a winnable football game for him. I don't know. It's not going to be easy. Fuck. Arizona always have a problem with San Francisco, but it's 2.5 points against an 0-8 football team with a quarterback that's fucking terrible. Hard not to like Arizona.
No, you're right. It just comes down to who do you feel more comfortable with? The overall coaching staff in Arizona has been there a long time. Drew Stanton's been there a long time. He had the bye week to get ready for this one. You're going to lean on Adrian Peterson in this situation. So it should be the outcome. The better defense is Arizona. The better overall offense is Arizona. So I'm just going to lean on that at this point.
Oh, now Bortles is mouthing off. Fuck. Every time I check in.
It looks like 3rd and goal now or third and 2 or 3 in the red zone for the Jaguars here.
Oh, that's just fucking great. My feed's a little bit behind. So they're just marching down the fucking field on these fuckers.
Yeah, 3rd and 2 here for it. Yeah, it's going to come down to that. I'm telling you, it's going to come down to the 4th quarter where they're going to need a backdoor cover. See if they can get that in or out there.
I was hoping for the money line on this that it wouldn't come to this, but fuck, I'm only on 2nd and 10 right now.
And by the way, Gabe, that early, Rams drove right down the field, punching that touchdown, looking good for that over 21 already here. So
yeah, there's the second half done for the Giants pretty much already as well. 33.
All right, Gabe, looks like we're gonna have a 4th. It looks like we're gonna have a 4th and 1 here in Jacksonville.
Fuck, my feed is slow. Let me hit refresh.
Yeah, red zone is just updating this on this one's here. Yeah, Pac-Man Jones, what an idiot, man.
Now I'm only on.
You know what the worst part about this is too, Gabe? If Jacksonville gets up, like let's just say 20-7, like does Cincinnati just absolutely implode and get like 17 ejections?
I know.
That's the problem. Oh, they're kicking the field goal. Actually, good. So I actually didn't even want Jacksonville to go for this. 16-7 now looks like it's going to be.
All right, so you know what? 16-7 and 13-7 really is meaningless to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. No, you're going to get that.
Well, we were covering before, but basically, we need one fucking touchdown. If the Cincinnati Bengals could score another fucking touchdown, we're going to cover this thing. We're in it.
Yeah, we'll get it.
We're right there. We just need a touchdown.
There you go, Gabe. Tampa Bay fumbles right back, and it looks like New Orleans Saints got it. So it's 23-3 with about 10 minutes to go, and New Orleans going to be driving from about the 35 in. So hopefully, the one thing you don't want to see is Tampa Bay quitting this football game for you, Gabe. You know what I mean? They get down 30-3. Hopefully, Fitzpatrick says, "I never get to play."
I got Drew Brees over 25.5 completions.
Yeah, you got to get that here then.
Well, I didn't take
the Bucs on this year. How about Bucs this bad this year? Unbelievable.
I've been saying this all year. Dirk Cutter's a fucking idiot.
Jesus. Man.
Dirk Cutter's an idiot.
They made sure he was the head coach just because he was the one to lead them in the right direction, too.
Oh, this is great play. Well, I can't fucking believe this bullshit. 3rd and inches, and Matt Ryan just threw it like 50 yards down the field.
Yeah. Don't you love when the announcers say this is the time to take your shot? No, this is the time to hand the football off, get 1 yard, and get a new set of downs.
On 3rd and inches, they tried to hit Austin Hooper on like a fucking 40-yard out pattern.
All right, Breeze back to pass. He's going deep. Oh, he's got a man wide open, too. Touchdown.
Yeah.
Taking Junior. Yep, there you go. So that'll open it up now. That's 2 quick touchdowns for you, game.
Yeah, I'm going to get screwed, though, with the because the Saints are going to stop throwing eventually here. Yeah,
I don't know. The one guy you like in your corner, though, is Drew Brees. He won't allow them because he wants his numbers.
At least I'm already at 17. I only need 9 more. It's so fucking frustrating watching the Falcons, man, betting on the Falcons. It just really is, fuck. The Sarkisian really is a fucking clown. Like there's no disputing it. He's just a fucking clown, this guy. Okay, so Donnie likes Arizona. I agree with this. Washington now up to 9.5 with the injuries. I know there's injuries here, but I just can't lay 9.5 with the Seahawks here. I think the total of 45 is too low. I think there'll be some points put up on the board.
No, I do. I don't know why it's 45, and I'm guessing they're just associated. The inactives haven't come out yet, so I'm hoping to catch them late before I do anything with the Washington. If their line is out there, they should be able to score points. I mean, Seattle's defense is good, and Seattle's going to score points on that Redskins defense. Kirk Cousins is going to be boomer bust, going to throw the football all over the place. I agree, Gabe. I like the over in that game, especially with Earl Thomas out. Earl Thomas being out is a huge, huge deal in this game.
It's just you just need to get to the mid-20s, and Kirk Cousins is good for a turnover or two in the red zone. In his own, on his own side of the field, Cousins will do something stupid that'll give it. Look at last week; they were in the fucking pouring rain against Dallas, and the game went over.
Yep.
I know it took a Kirk Cousins interception late, but it got there in the pouring rain. I think he can get here as well. I just think 45 is a little bit too low there. And then we got this Cowboys-Chiefs game. Good game. I mean, this is the game of the day. You like the over earlier in the week, and you got a better number. Now the total's 53, but you got to believe that this will be an entertaining football game, and both teams will have a hard time stopping each other. Kansas City's defense is vulnerable, Donnie. They give up 131 yards a game on the ground. We see it on a weekly basis. You can run the ball right up the middle on these guys. You can also throw it on them as well. That Barry injury is a very, very big one for them. And then conversely, KC's offense is good, and Dallas's secondary is a little shaky. I expect this game to be points. I think there's, this is a good fantasy game, good prop game. We'll take a look at some of these props right now. Mm-hmm. But the thing is with the props, they're all listed too high. But I think the over's the play, and I lean with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, you try to be contrarian, Gabe, and say, it's over 50, 52, 53, somewhere in that range. But I can't really make a case for the under in this one. Neither team stops really anybody on the ground. Dallas suspect a little bit in the secondary. But Andy Reid's play calling is going to be able to overcome that. He's used to that regime down there in Dallas. You're going to be able to call some numbers. I don't see that many stoppages because Alex Smith, say what you will, on 3rd down, when that pass rush comes for Dallas, he can get out of the way of it and make some plays with his feet. I think Travis Kelce is going to have a good football game in this. I do see points. From a side perspective, I didn't bet it, but if I were, I actually would lean towards Dallas in this spot. I think they are the better football team in this environment, but I do see some points out there. I agree.
Let's go with the long field goal over 45.5 in the perfect conditions. And holy shit, big play for Carolina. Fuck your gutless Atlanta. You fucking gutless pricks. Fuck. Let's go over the number. KC and Dallas over 45.5 with the long field goal. KC give up a chunk of yards on the ground, but the Elliott prop, Donnie's 104.5. You're not getting
over. Get that over. Here's my theory on that too, Gabe. He's probably going to get suspended the next 6 weeks. You don't want to get any of your other running backs dinged up here. You're going to play the Eagles. You got some big games coming up. You feed Zeke 30 times in this football game, 35 times if you need to. He's going to get a long rest. Let him roll. 104 should be a steal here, Gabe.
You think he rolls over the 104, huh?
I think he rolls right over the 100 in this football game.
Absolutely. I think he does, too. He probably gets like 121 or more. And here's the Bengals being the Bengals. Dalton just got sacked and lost like 9 yards.
Yeah, no, that's good. That'll come down to the fourth quarter.
There's 3rd and 20 right now.
2-score game. Yeah.
3rd and 20 without A.J. Green. Yeah, this is going to work out well. Jacksonville just blitzing the fuck out of them. They drop it off, and, oh, yeah. Oh, they lost another 2 yards. Like, basically, Jacksonville's just beating them up in the trench right now.
Yeah.
Yet, it's still Blake Bortles on the other side. Blake Bortles is always one snap away from getting us back in this football game.
Yeah.
I'm staying fucking positive right now, but, man, this is tough.
Got to. It's the only way to do it. I'm telling you. It's going to be fourth quarter. They're going to be able to get inside that back door. We'll see if Dalton can do it.
All right, let's look total receptions. Tyreek Hill over under 4.5. Travis Kelce 5.5. Des Bryant 5.5. Jason Witten 4.5. Kelce maybe, yeah. Cooper 4.5 tonight. No. Crabtree 5.5. For the record tonight, I like the Miami Dolphins, Donnie.
Yeah, I mean, what has Oakland shown you on the road that they can do anything, right?
Nothing. They've lost. They lose every week. Yeah, they won. They're 1-5 in their last 6 football games. They've shown me nothing. They've won that one game. Luckily on the Thursday night, I was even on them that night. But they tapped out, dude. They quit on the road on the Sunday night against the Redskins. They quit on the road against the Buffalo Bills when they lost by 20. They're a bunch of fucking quitters. And even the Dolphins don't have Jay Ajayi, but coming off a humiliating loss where they got shut out, they gave up 40 points on their home field. There are 4-3 teams still. Their season's not dead. I expect the Dolphins to show up tonight. I don't trust the Raiders laying 3 at all on the road.
No, I don't. That's the whole point of it. I don't trust the Raiders in that type of environment. Also, you like it. I mean, Miami had a lot of shakeup in the locker room. They've been all 14 days. Everybody's been telling them how shitty they've been overall. This is the spot. If you want to have your season, save your season, keep it going, you got to beat the Raiders and hang around tonight.
All right, Donnie. So it looks like that about wraps it up for us. So Donnie's big play, Arizona, coming up later. I'm going to hop on Arizona as well. I like the over in the Redskins Seahawks game. Mm-hmm. And I really like the over in that Chiefs Cowboys game. I think it's going to be an entertaining game with a ton of points.
Yeah,
take the long field goal prop over 45.5 there. Kareem Hunt's you mentioned Elliott's prop 104.5 rushing yards. Should get there. I just don't like betting fucking numbers that high.
Yeah, I mean, it's the NFL. Anything can happen. Injuries and 100 yards is a lot, but I just figure that he's going to get an extra 5 to 7 carries in this game, Gabe, because, there's no tomorrow for him if he gets suspended. Why not just let it go loose out there?
You want a nice here's a nice rushing prop for this game, guys. Alex Smith, 17.5.
Get it. Yeah, I love it because that pass rush is going to try to get home and he's going to have yards to run with. I agree, Gabe. Good call.
Alex Smith, 17.5. We're looking to buy low, guys, and boom, there's a nice low one.
I like that.
17.5 Alex Smith. He's rushed for over 17.5 yards 4 times this year. He's a good athlete, man. He can pop these. And as Donnie just mentioned, Dallas have a good pass rush. He's going to get past it a couple of times and be in a panic. He's going to take off. 17.5, he can get on one run, but doesn't take much. Like Dak Prescott's 22.5. Dak doesn't run as much anymore as he used to, and he's got Elliott to hand the football off to. Smith is more mobile, and he runs around more. I like the Smith over 17.5, and I like the long field goal prop over 45.5 as props in those games.
That's a really good call. I like that. I like that a lot.
Donnie, may the winners be yours, buddy. Well, you're on at 7:30 with Big Man on Campus, breaking down the Sunday night.
Yeah, we'll set it up for you tonight to take you right through. You got that game. You got Oakland, Miami tonight. You'll cruise right through that. Probably got some NBA, a little bit on the late night tips. You guys will have a good time there with Jeff tonight. We'll set it up, tee it up, right up for you, man.
Always a pleasure, Donnie. May the winners be yours, buddy.
Absolutely, buddy. Have a good one.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Give us a thumbs up. Remember to support sportsbookreview.com. Bet at one of the books that are sanctioned by SBR, sportsbookreview.com. Tune in at 7:30. Donnie will be on with Big Man on Campus. And I'll be stepping up and in at about 8:25 or so. For the Sunday night betcast, I will be on the Dolphins tonight. Other than that, you're on your own. May the winners be yours. Later.